Good afternoon from John Locke's GA Club here in Callan in County Kilkenny. We're here for the TG4 All-Ireland Junior Championship clash of Limerick and Wicklow. My name's Tom Clancy and I'll be guiding you through this clash this afternoon. It is an overcast but a warm afternoon here in Kilkenny. And first of all, we'll take a look at the teams before throw-in, which is at 2 p.m, which is just a couple of moments away. Limerick manager Donal Ryan makes 3 changes to his side that were beaten by Leitrim in the semi-final of the Division 4 League. In come Yvonne Lee, Maeve McNamara and Nicole Bennett. The team in full for Limerick sees Sophie Hennessy in goals, a full backline of Yvonne Lee, Maeve McCarthy and Christine Reedy. Megan Buckley, Niamh McCarthy and Maeve McNamara make up the half-back line. At midfield, Clean and Nikialik partners Roisin Ambrose, Louise Ryan, Andrea O'Sullivan and Katie Heelan are the half-forward line, while Nicole Bennett, Amy Ryan and Lauren Ryan make up the inside forward line. Limerick are captained by Niamh McCarthy, who this week was named at cornerback on the Division 4 team of the league, while Amy Ryan assumes vice-captaincy after Caroline Hickey departed the squad earlier this week. On the Limerick bench sees Sarah O'Connor, Shauna Ryan, Anya Cunningham, Leah Coughlin, Charlotte Walsh, Rebecca Daly, Roisin O'Malley, Anya Ryan, Rachel Graney, Grace Lee, Rachel O'Dell, Roisin O'Carroll, Cathy Ambrose, Amy Hanrahan and Iris Kennelly. Taking a look at the Wicklow side, Wicklow of course beaten in last year's Junior All-Ireland final by Fermanagh last December. The management team, which is headed by Mark Murnham, is able to call upon 8 of that starting 15 from the final, and the team in full sees Linda Dempsey in goal, Aoife Gillen, Sarah Jane Winders and Lucy Dunn make up the full backline with Winders captaining the side. Lorna Fushgardy, Alana Conroy and Paula Faulkner make up the half-back line. Niamh McGettigan and Sarah Delahunt are partners at midfield. Laurie Ahern is joined in the half-forward line by number 19, Catherine Dempsey, who replaces Anne-Marie Keegan. Riona McGettigan completes the half-forward line. The inside forward line sees Clodagh Fox, Maeve Deeney and the ever-impressive Marie Keeley. Keeley this week named in the Division 3 team of the league, following some impressive displays which maintained Wicklow's place in Division 3. The final preparations underway here in Callan. The referee for today's game is Mr. Michael Tarpey from Laois. He's out in the centre of the field with his other 3 officials discussing things as the final words of encouragement from both camps. Limerick in 2 separate huddles discussing matters, while Donal Ryan has left the players to their own devices. And a reminder that elsewhere in this championship yesterday we saw Antrim defeated at home by Derry with something of a shock result. Derry 1-7, Antrim 7 points that in Corrigan Park in Belfast. A Ciara McGurk goal in the second half proving crucial towards Derry's victory. While Carlow are the other side in this championship, they have a bye this week. 5 teams competing in the junior championship with 4 round robin games, which will whittle the competition down to 4 teams, with the semi-finals set to take place on the 21st and the 22nd of August, with the final coming upon us on the 5th of September. So both these sides, who were in the latter stages of last year's championship, will be hoping for something similar this year and be hoping to make it into that top 4 and then of course win the semi-final and get to that September showpiece. Well, next week we'll see Limerick facing Derry and Kinnegad in Westmeath, while Wicklow have a week off, so they're going to have to put everything into this game and try and get the crucial win, get the points on the board early, as the referee Michael Tarpey blows the whistle. Throw in just a couple of moments away. Not much of a wind here in Callan. The flags on the far side are blowing, but the ones on the near side here are not blowing much at all. So if there is any wind, it will be blowing from right to left towards the clubhouse. But as I said, having walked the pitch a couple of moments ago, the pitch in fine condition. As the subs encouraged by the 4th official to make their way to the stand. The COVID-19 protocols well in full swing right across the country still, and both benches have to join us up here in this stand in Callan. So it looks as though Wicklow will defend the goal to our left hand side for this opening half, and Limerick playing from right to left, and they're in their final huddle, the final words of encouragement. As I said, captained by Maeve McCarthy. Notable absentee for Limerick is Iris Kennelly, who got 2-2 in the league campaign. Throwing just seconds away here now. The game is on here in Callan, and the ball breaks down to the Wicklow midfielder. That is number 9, Sarah Delahunt, and she linking with wing-back Paula Faulkner. In fact, it's Lorna Fushgardy who pops it into the forward line, and the opening score of the game is being hunted down immediately by Wicklow. And Limerick funneling the bodies back as the ball is kicked wayward on this occasion. And after 23 seconds, we have the first wide of the game, and that is kicked by Wicklow. Sophie Hennessy continues in goal for Limerick. Kept a clean sheet against Carlow at home in the league. Her first in Limerick colours. As Lorna Fushgardy attempts to launch another attack, then this is Laurie Ahern. Ahern is upended, illegally so, says the referee, and Christine Reedy the guilty party on this occasion, and she's going to have her number noted in the referee's notebook. And out comes the familiar sight of Marie Keeley. Keeley off the right foot, and that's a second wide for Wicklow. She's normally super deadly from play and from place balls, but on this occasion her shot tailing off to the left hand side, and good start by Wicklow if they've yet to show it on the score sheet. Here is captain Maeve McCarthy, gets that kick out and finds Cliona Nicalig. Nicalig skips through a tackle and delivers it long, looking for Amy Ryan, but Wicklow bodies there covering, and Wicklow can try and launch a third attack, and they'll be looking for a successful one at this early juncture. Skipping through a couple of tackles is Niamh McGettigan. McGettigan sending it inside to Keeley. Keeley takes on her player. Keeley goes for a goal, and it's just over the crossbar, and the opening score of the game from Marie Keeley. Was there ever any doubt she would be on the score sheet today? I don't think there was, and after just over 2 minutes, Marie Keeley opens her account, and indeed her side's account. She accounted for 80% of the scoring total for Wicklow in the National Football League, and no surprise though that she has their opening score of this one, as Limerick look to respond in kind, and a free is won there by Megan Buckley, as Nicalig takes the free quickly, and it's out to Maeve McNamara from county champion St. Ailbe's. The ball now with Lauren Ryan, and she switches the ball all the way across. Well caught there by Katie Heelan. Heelan unable to get her possession, or hold on to possession I should say, and Wicklow look to counter attack, and here is Laurie Ahern. Ahern, plenty of interactions with the ball already in this early stage, and well, on this occasion she didn't interact with enough, and coughs up a free, and Limerick get on with it quickly, and Dina Nicalig onto this free taken by Maeve McCarthy, and Nicalig just slows the tempo a little bit and finds Roisin Ambrose. Roisin Ambrose got at 1 point in the National Football League. That was Limerick's very first point up in Offaly, where Limerick were defeated in the, well, what was their first game of the championship, and the first shot from Limerick comes in off the right boot of Katie Heelan, and Heelan has Limerick's first wide. In fact, it's not going to be wide, it's going to be a free. A late push indicates referee Michael Tarpey. So if you're a statistician, you can chalk off that Limerick wide. It wouldn't exactly count, and Andrea Sullivan can try and level proceedings here after just 4 minutes. Slight wind in her favour, and there is Limerick's first wide, as Andrea O'Sullivan. Limerick free taking not been their strong point, it must be said, in the 3 games so far. Cathy Mee departing the panel, having been the free taker in the last couple of seasons, and Limerick yet to really find their style with those frees, and Wicklow getting on with it as Fushgardi looks for Lucy Dunn. Dunn skips inside and finds Paula Faulkner. Faulkner, though, met by a wall of green jerseys, and somehow Wicklow hold on to it. Maeve McGettigan through the hands now, and it finds its way to Rihanna McGettigan, and off the right boot, it's tailing to the left from Maeve Deeney. 2-1 in last year's All-Ireland semi-final. Unable to open her account here, and a third wide for the Leinster County. Alana Conroy is in there, and Alana Conroy is fouled by Roisin Ambrose. And Conroy elects to go back to Lucy Dunn. Possession very much in Wicklow's favour in the opening 5.5 minutes. As Alana Conroy, again, powerful run, and this one is going to the left again. That's the third wide on that side, of 4th in total. And the shooting boots not quite on yet for Wicklow, but plenty of possession and really taking the fight to Limerick. There is room for manoeuvre, of course, in this championship with 4 games for each side. But that said, getting off to the winning start would be exactly what both of these sides would want, as advantage is being played towards Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose continues it. Dual star is Ambrose, and she looks up. Well, the advantage had accrued, and she's judged to have over-carried the ball. Well, there's a bit of confusion here. It is indeed a free to Wicklow, which will be taken by captain Sarah Jane Winders, but Winders kicks it away and finds the opposite captain, Niamh McCarthy. McCarthy's ball all the way out to that touchline, and it has indeed gone out of play. Despite the protests of Lauren Ryan, the ball had indeed crossed the whitewash on the far side. Limerick yet to settle, 7 minutes on the clock, and we're going to have a bit of a stoppage here because the ball has gone out of over the boundary fence. Don Ryan's backroom team urging for more for his side, but is Wicklow once again raiding through the middle. Good interchange of passes between their forwards there, and this is Catherine Dempsey. It's high, and it's a great score there on that occasion. Well taken. And number 10, Laurie Hearn, in fact, on that occasion with the score. A well taken score, and doubling her side's advantage. And another turnover, and Wicklow can with advantage playing, and it can work this towards goal. Ball popped off to the left hand side. Chance of a goal. That's a great save. A good save by Sophie Hennessy. Gathers it at the second attempt and ships a heavy blow, winning the free out. Crucial save from Hennessy, as Limerick struggling to clear their lines, but they may do so here indeed, as Megan Buckley gets hold of possession back to Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose kicking it long, and the bounce is going to favour the Wicklow full-back Winders, and Wicklow can come away, and it's now Rihanna McGettigan. McGettigan, despite the pressure from the Limerick forward, gets that ball away, and Amy Ryan gets involved in the action for the very first time. Ryan picks it up and ships a couple of tackles, and a very good play from Amy Ryan. He's very dangerous near goal, but on that occasion digging her team out of trouble. And Limerick enjoying a bit of possession as the ball switched across to this far wing. An overlapping run being made by Maeve McNamara as Katie Heelan has it. Heelan instead goes herself, skips inside. Good defending by Wicklow. A wall of blue and yellow in the way. As they turn it over once again, Limerick yet to really find their feet in attack. And it's Lorna Fushgardy who skips the ball outside to McGettigan. McGettigan puts it inside. Close marking there by the Limerick player, but too close, as the referee, and Christine Reedy gives away another foul. And it's Rena McGettigan in possession of it, and she looks for a runner, and indeed she finds one, and that is Maeve Deeney. Deeney goes around the fullback. Deeney bearing down a goal now. Met by Niamh McCarthy, and is judged to be charging. Niamh McCarthy stood up strong. A game of chicken there, really, and Deeney adjudged to be the guilty party, and knocks over her opponent, and Limerick can clear their lines, and it's McCarthy once again on it. Good running off the shoulder by Yvonne Lee. Back to Andrea O'Sullivan. Sullivan dispossessed, but gathers it, the second attempt. No green shirt near her, manages to evade Lana Conroy. And now the ball finds its way towards Louise Ryan. Louise Ryan off the right foot. And that is Limerick's opening score of the game. It's a well-taken effort by Louise Ryan. Great work there by a combination of Andrea O'Sullivan and Katie Heelan, and it is the other player in the half-forward line who opens Limerick's account. 2 points to 1 here after just over 11 minutes. Wicklow enjoying the better possession, but only a point in it as advantage being played here for Laurie Ahern. Ahern skips out of that tackle and pops it in. This is Keeley. Keeley off the right foot, off the post and over the bar. Her second of the afternoon. A well-taken effort once again. They just found her with the hand pass and without hesitation onto the right foot and over the crossbar. And just like that, Wicklow extend their advantage back to 2. Of course, the water break still in operation across the GAA and the LGFA, and that will be approaching in around about 3 minutes' time. You feel Limerick will be looking towards it and see can they readjust in that 90 seconds or so that they'll get as a break. Wicklow coming out all too easy. Impressive hand passing by them so far. And it's once again on possession of it, Lorna Fushgardy. And Fushgardy finds midfielder Niamh McGettigan under pressure from Roisin Ambrose. And over carries the ball. Referee has been consistent on that, it must be said. That's the third or fourth one he's given. And a good work by Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose pops it off to Niamh McCarthy. Ends up being a bit of a 50-50 one. The referee hasn't indicated what he stopped it for. Perhaps he thought there was a bit of an injury there, but there is a Wicklow player down, yes. He's going to stop the game for the moment. The round 2 games next weekend, as I said, Limerick playing Derry, a week off for Wicklow, and Antrim. They'll be looking to bounce back when they face Carlow. 1:30 p.m. That venue for that game yet to be confirmed, but do keep an eye on ladiesgaelic.ie during the week, and you'll see where that game is to be played. It is a bit of an overcast day here in Kilkenny, but nevertheless a warm July afternoon, and the referee is going to throw it up. He did stop the game as he wasn't sure about the injury sustained by the Wicklow player. Andrea Sullivan breaks it down, but it finds its way to a blue shirt. And again, Wicklow using the hand pass to good effect. And again, the True on goal here now, a chance for Wicklow. It's blocked. It's going to find its way, and it is great block there, and it finds its way back to Christine Reedy, who can clear her lines, and Limerick come away. But again, not able to find a green shirt with the pass. And a chance for Wicklow, and we're going to have a free in here. Perhaps too far out for Keeley. Instead, they go all the way back to McGettigan, the midfielder, that is Niamh, and Niamh sending it in towards the inside forwards, and well held onto there. Back in the hands of Laurie Ahern, and that's another wayward shot from Wicklow. That's 5 wides now for them. We're just at the 15-minute mark, so water break will be coming soon. But, the referee decides we're going to play on a little bit longer before that. Wicklow, I'm sure, will be much the happier, leading 3 points to 1 on the scoreboard, and enjoying much of the possession as Cliona Nicallig takes that kick out very well, gathering it at the second attempt, and she feeds Louise Ryan. Ryan has to check back, and Limerick's hand pass is probably not as crisp so far as they'd like it, but nevertheless they continue in possession of it through Megan Buckley, and Buckley switching it across to Lauren Ryan. Is the sideline going to be her friend this time? It is. Great block down there by, I think it's Aoife Gillen. Indeed it is, and Gillen gets possession of it and pops it back to the forward Laurie Ahern, and Limerick really need to sharpen up on the passes. She's going all the way, it seems. There's a chance here now. Oh, and it's a double ricochet, saved in the end of the right foot of Sophie Hennessy. And it's a 45, and I think we're going to have the water break first. Indeed we are. It's the first half water break, just over 16 minutes gone. And it is 3 points to 1 in favour of Wicklow. If you're just joining us, Marie Keeley with 2 of those points in the 3rd and 12th minute, while number 10, Laurie Ahern, got the other one after 10 minutes. Limerick responded with Louise Ryan, their number 10, opening their account. That made it 2 points to 1. But as I said, Keeley with the latest effort for Wicklow. They'll have another opportunity with the 45, which we'll resume with after this water break. Chance for everyone to catch their breath. Frantic enough to open the ball and play for much of that 15 minutes. To our left side, Mark Murnham, telling his side what he wants to be done differently or done better in this 15 minutes. Limerick yet to get to the pitch of it, it must be said, and Donald Ryan with the battle cry there sends him back out. Just over 16 minutes on the clock. And we will resume with this 45 for Wicklow. A reminder that if a 45 is scored over the bar, that's 2 points, but be interesting to see what Wicklow can do with this, as they're against a bit of a breeze, and it's going to be taken by number 14, Maeve Deeney, and she sends it long, and it finds its way to a Limerick shirt, and it's all the way up as far as Louise Ryan. Ryan back to Nicallig, lovely 1-2, surveying her options, and sees a lot of Wicklow shirts in front of her, so has to go back and across to Maeve McNamara. McNamara looking for runners. She's going to have to go herself. She has advantage here now. Sends it direct towards Amy Ryan. That's going to outpace them all, but she did have advantage. And another player into the referee's notebook, just on a ticking this time, I think is Rihanna McGettigan, number 12. I think the guilty party on that occasion. So Limerick with a free just outside the 45. No real urgency from Nicallig to get on with it, but it likes to take it off the ground on that occasion. And Wicklow will counter. Alana Conroy. back, and it's back outside to Rihanna McGettigan. McGettigan looks to skip through 2 tackles, does so, pops it inside to the inside forward line, and it's low to Fox. Fox gathers it, pops it back out. Lovely 3-player weave there from Wicklow and over the bar. From Wicklow, their first point since the water break. Point on that occasion from Rena McGettigan, heavily involved in the move. Received possession of it on her own and popped it over with the right foot. So a very bright start from Wicklow, the side who operated in Division 3 of the Little Ladies National Football League. Staved off relegation with a victory over Fermanagh. 113 they scored on that occasion. 1-8 from Marie Keeley. And she's 2 points so far, and 2 of her side's 4. As Limerick, again a bit ponderous and a bit laborious in build-up, as Andrea O'Sullivan looks for the run at that time and has a bit of pace injected to it. Roisin Ambrose bearing down a goal. Ambrose off the left foot. And Roisin Ambrose cuts the deficit back to that 2 points. Well taken score just when they needed a bit of pace. Roisin Ambrose inserted it and up the middle and off the left foot over the bar. Well taken effort, well taken score, and the gap back to 2, as I said. But Wicklow seem to get out on every kick out so far. 3 kick outs I think they've had. They've got out very easily on all 3 occasions. Ball out to Lucy Dunn. Dunn takes her time and comes back to Alana Conroy. Conroy switching it across to Paula Faulkner. Faulkner looks at Louise Ryan and gets around her. The ball sent inside now. It's Clodagh Fox. Fox somehow gets out of a couple of tackles, out of a couple of more, and is judged to have been fouled. A hand in the tackle there by a Limerick defender. And another opportunity presented to Keeley. We've had 6 points, I should say, so far, all from play. And this one is tailing to the left and wide. A 6th wide for Wicklow. You feel there's goals in this game, both sides know where the back of the net is. You must remember Wicklow 7 goals in their All-Ireland semi-final last year. Limerick 4 goals in theirs, but that even in defeat. As Roisin Ambrose fouls Maeve McGettigan. Ambrose warned that the next one will be a yellow as the ball makes its way back to Fushgard, and she pops it off to Fushgardy, I should say, pops it off to Lucy Dunn. And again, great interchange of passes for Wicklow, but the ball goes back to Christine Reedy, intercepts it, and Cliona Nicalig. Good running by Reedy, gets it back and pops it off to Louise Ryan. Louise Ryan back to Nicalig. Limerick short of ideas, it must be said so far, but they need to be patient all the same. And the ball finds its way to Katie Heelan. Heelan, good work there by Laurie Ahern. And the ball comes across to Andrea O'Sullivan. Well taken in both arms. Skips out of one tackle, skips out of another. Outside to corner forward Lauren Ryan. Ryan, with advantage being played, has a shot off the left. It's not going to make it, it would appear. Well caught by goalkeeper Linda Dempsey. But the advantage was being played, so another opportunity for Andrea Sullivan to open her account. You just feel when Limerick inject the pace into the attack, they cause Wicklow problems. On that occasion, winning a free through Lauren Ryan. And the ball is off the post and onto the roof of the net. First point of the game for Andrea O'Sullivan. A first point from a free for either side. Both sides now with points via the post and a much needed score. It's a 1 point game here in County Kilkenny. Can Limerick get themselves level or even ahead before the interval? Out come Wicklow. Aoife Gillen pops it off to Rihanna McGettigan. McGettigan skips by no fewer than 2 Limerick players and sends it long, sends it high, looking for Keeley, but Limerick on the cover, but again it finds its way to a Wicklow shirt, and that time it is, it's well blocked by Limerick. Good cover there. I believe it was Keeley with the shot on that occasion, and in fact it was Clodagh Fox, I should say. And now Limerick look to counter. Andrea O'Sullivan. That is going to be a 50-50 ball, it would appear, and it's the Blue of Wicklow who get a hand to it. It's kept in play, which actually benefits Limerick. And here comes Heelan. Heelan with the shot. It's into the back of the net. Katie Heelan, well, you're not sure if she meant it, but she gave a great exhibition in never giving up on the ball. The ball kept in play by a Wicklow shirt. Heelan then onto the right foot and probably going for the point, but drops in over Linda Dempsey into the back of the net, and Limerick lead for the very first time in this game. And suddenly the spectators and the subs alongside me here in the stand have come to life as a free goes against Limerick, but 1-3 to 4 points as Katie Heelan finds the back of the net. As I did say a few minutes ago, there was goals in this game, and fortuitously or otherwise Limerick have the first one, and a free this time going against Laurie Ahern for overcarrying, as Andrea Sullivan playing a bit deeper now since the water break. Looks inside to Nicole Bennett. We haven't seen much of Bennett so far, but Bennett does well, keeps it in play, picks it up, skips around the tackle. Advantage being played, and Limerick have really come into it in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Excellent play from Nicole Bennett from Maru Boher, same club as manager Donal Ryan in the east of Limerick. And it presents another opportunity for Andrea O'Sullivan to add to her account. A free a few moments ago, brought it back to 4-3 before that Heelan goal. And O'Sullivan with her distinguished routine. It's going to go short, and it's parried away well there by Linda Dempsey. And it's going to be a 50-50 fight for possession as the ball finds its way back to Louise Ryan. Ryan looking up, taking her time with it. Pops it to Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose, she too is patient in possession, and here is Heelan. Heelan going for the shot, but well covered there by a couple of Wicklow bodies. Advantage being played to Limerick. Arms shown aloft by the Wicklow management in front of me here, but push in the chest, I believe, is what the referee indicated. And another opportunity for O'Sullivan. Probably more favourable on her right foot from this side. The last couple off the left, on the right wing, which would have favoured the left footer, but kicks it high. It's going to go just inside the right hand post, and Andrea O'Sullivan has her second point of the afternoon. A well taken free, it must be said. Limerick thundering into this one and lead now by a goal as they look to press the Wicklow kick out. Wicklow come out through captain Sarah Jane Winders, and Winders gets it back. Alana Conroy, the centre back, playing more like an attacking centre back, and does well there as Rihanna McGettigan gets possession of it. Well worked back there by Roisin Ambrose, and back to Conroy. Conroy has plenty of Kilkenny grass in front of her. Conroy pops it off to one of her forwards. This is Marie Keeley, and Keeley, well, the radar isn't working as well as it normally is. Just to the left again, and that's her third wide in this opening half. Limerick putting plenty of pressure on those Wicklow forwards when they do have it. And as we have a bit of a break here. No football for Sophie Hennessy to kick out. She won't mind the delay. Limerick 3 points to the good, having trailed 4 points to do. They've kicked 1-2 without reply. And Hennessy does get a football and sends it out to Yvonne Lee, but she put under enormous pressure by Marie Keeley and has to foul her. And another player marked down by the referee. You get the sense that a yellow card in this game could be crucial, but a lot of fouls by both sets of defences, and go short with this one is Keeley gets it back, but met by a green wall and has to recycle it again. Limerick with plenty of bodies back, including Andrea O'Sullivan there. Again, Wicklow well able to link play, link passes, another advantage coming here. A foul this time on Maeve Deeney, who plays her club football with Thomas Davis in South County Dublin. She's fouled on this occasion, and a chance for Keeley to add her third point. It's about 35 metres or so out, straight in front of the goals. Wavered with her last free, but makes no mistake with this one, straight over the black spot. And the response that Wicklow did need has come. It's Keeley with a free as the time runs out in this opening half. Ball breaks now to Paula Faulkner. Faulkner linking well with Fushgardi, but well, free given one way, then in fact the referee indicates it's to Wicklow. Limerick with plenty of bodies back, but Wicklow still holding possession of it. Off the right foot, it's gonna tail, is it? Indecision from the umpires. The point is given. Rihanna McGettigan. Well, the umpire didn't want to go for the white flag. He didn't want to signal it wide either. And Wicklow back to a point. It was just tailing off to the left, but seemed to go over the crossbar before. Trailing away to the left enough, so another score, 2 in a row now for Wicklow, as Limerick have an injury issue, a minor one it must be said, or would appear, to Louise Ryan of St. Bridget's, and she's okay to continue. As Hennessy looks for a runner and Marie Keeley grabs hold of it. Ooh, it could have been gone away for a score there of her own, but instead has to come back and switches the ball across. It's going to be a free in here now and an opportunity for... Oh, it's taken quickly, is it? The referee allows it. It's into the back of the net. Taken quickly. And finished to the back of the net. I think it's Laurie Ahern. No. In fact, it's not Laurie Ahern. It's Catherine Dempsey who's finished it to the back of the net. Late inclusion in the side ahead of Anne-Marie Keegan, who's unavailable. And Wicklow, this game's swinging one way and then back the other. And another free in. Well, they took the last one quickly and benefited with a goal. Well taken goal by Catherine Dempsey. And it looks like we're going to have the game's first yellow card. Indeed we do. A yellow card for persistent fouling, I think the referee is going to indicate. And into the bin goes Limerick's midfielder, Roisin Ambrose. I did hear the referee warning her the last free that she gave away just in front of us here, as Keeley taps over another free, and all of a sudden, with Limerick 7-4 to the good, they find themselves behind 1-7 to 1-4 at 3 points behind now all of a sudden. 6 point swing in a matter of minutes. As the weather, the overcast sky gets even darker, but Limerick looking to finish the half brightly, and Andrea O'Sullivan, scorer of 2 frees so far. Lovely ball sent in front of Lauren Ryan, and on the cover though is Aoife Gillen, and good defensive work by Gillen, who can finish the half with a score. Wicklow in the driving seat, 3 points to the good as they come up through Fushgardi, and Fushgardi, good pass in front of Maeve Deeney. Deeney under pressure The ball finds its way to Fox. Fox, really determined runner back to Deeney. Deeney around McCarthy. It's back outside, and again, this is Keeley now. She looks, it's back to Keeley off the left. It's going to go towards goal, but it's short and well held by the Limerick goalkeeper, Sophie Hennessy. That's the last action of the first half here in John Locke's GA Club in County Kilkenny. The half-time scoreline reads Wicklow 1 goal and 7, Limerick 1 goal and 4 points. Time to put on the kettle. We'll be back with you in a few minutes. You're very welcome back to John Locke's GA Club here in County Kilkenny. Limerick and Wicklow making their way back out for the second half of this TG4 Ladies Junior All-Ireland Championship. It is a round one meeting of these sides, and it's Wicklow in the driving seat, 1-7 to 1-4. They lead at the interval. No changes to note, I believe, at half-time. We're just waiting on one of the most important things, the match referee. Limerick down to 14, temporarily at least, with Roisin Ambrose getting a yellow about 2 or 3 minutes before the first half whistle, at the end of the first half, for persistent fouling. So Wicklow, a player up and 3 points up. A recap of that first half. Well, Limerick had led when the ball found its way into the back of the net through Katie Heelan, but Wicklow came back strong. Marie Healy with 4 points. We're just getting word of what would appear to be a sub on the Wicklow side, number 20. Michaela Shelley looks to be coming in for Maeve Deeney, but just confirm that when I have it. But a recap of the first half. Marie Keeley with 4 points for Wicklow, added to by a Catherine Dempsey goal, as well as points from Laurie Ahern and 2 from Rihanna McGettigan. For Limerick, for their part, well, Roisin Ambrose got a point, Louise Ryan also on target, Katie Heelan with that goal, and 2 Andrea O'Sullivan frees. Their 5 scores so far. The referee Michael Tarpey is, I think, happy enough to resume the action here. Limerick starting with no one in the inside forward line, and they have possession of it. Amy Ryan, that's where she should be, is in the inside forward line, but wins it from the throw in. And slippy conditions, as you may have noticed. Rain starting to fall here in Kilkenny. Andrea Sullivan, oh, if she could have caught that, she was in a goal. But Wicklow do enough to come away with it, and they can counter-attack now. It's Lorna Fushgardy. Plenty of possessions in that first half. The statsman would have been busy, and she plays a hand pass to Laurie Ahern. As I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, she got that point early in the first half. And again, Wicklow's finding extra bodies. The goal scorer now is Catherine Dempsey, but Dempsey takes too many steps. And, well, bit of dissent there, but the referee didn't note it, and Niamh McCarthy can resume the action. McCarthy looking for options, and one of those is Maeve McNamara. Back to McCarthy from the Drum Colour Broadford Club in West Limerick. Her sister is also on the panel. As Limerick win a free for Shcardy, the guilty party, 2 hands up to say sorry about that. As Limerick physio tends to Katie Heelan, a ticking for Shcardy. Owen Lucy not been too busy, which is good news, but the Limerick physio just needing to give Katie Heelan a drop of water, and Heelan gets on with it, but her free finds a blue and yellow shirt. Fushgardy pops the hand pass out, and Limerick break onto it. And this is Megan Buckley, and Buckley's ball is going to skid out over the sideline, looking for Amy Ryan, but it finds it deep in that Wicklow half. The conditions worsening here in Kilkenny. This ground, incidentally, more or less bang in between. It's about 100 kilometres to the LIT Gaelic grounds and about 100 kilometres to Jewel Park in Aughrim, the county grounds of both counties. So bang in the middle, really, if you look at it from that point of view, as Wicklow continue through. Alana Conroy pops it inside, looking in for the inside forward, and this is Fox. Fox skips away from a couple of challenges, happy with the point. And number 13, Clodagh Fox, gets her first score of the afternoon and the first score of this second half, 2.5 minutes into it. A well taken score by Fox. Looked dangerous in that first half, and now is proving it on the scoreboard. 1-8 to 1-4. given the nature of this competition. There is plenty of room for manoeuvre if you're defeated today, but a win will go a long way to securing one of those 4 spots in the semi-finals, even with so much football yet to be played this summer. Wicklow firmly in control, and that's the half-time substitute, Michaela Shelley, popping it off, and Limerick trying to get the bodies back, and it's the most recent point scorer, Fox. Well intercepted there by the Limerick wing-back. That, on this occasion, was Maeve McNamara. It's with half-forward Louise Ryan, and Ryan is dispossessed. And a counter-attack now as Catherine Dempsey skips through a couple of challenges. Dempsey has 1 goal to her name already. Dempsey looking for a second one, pops it off. 3-4 Limerick bodies back there. They're going to have to take the point, and indeed they do. It's Sarah Delahunt. Limerick did well to stop what looked like a decent goal opportunity. And now the gap opening out to 5. Limerick led by as much as 3 late in the first half, but a late flurry of scores, including that goal from Catherine Dempsey, swings it back in the favour of the Leinster County as the Wayne even makes its way into the stand here. It's all Wicklow early in the second half, but the ball eludes Aoife Gillen, and Limerick will get it back underway with a line ball. 4.5 minutes gone. Limerick looking to get Roisin Ambrose back into it. Another couple of minutes we'll have to do, and can they get a score before that, as it comes out to Christine Reedy. Reedy hopping, solo, hop again, back to Clean Callig, back to centre forward Andrea O'Sullivan, out to Katie Heelan. Very impressive runner, back to O'Sullivan, and it just, the wet conditions skips through her hands, but Heelan is able to gather it, and back across to a player's continued run, Christine Reedy. Reedy to Amy Ryan. Ryan, quiet enough, it must be said, by her own standards so far. Back to Lauren Ryan. No relation, I do believe, and her shot is going to be short, and it goes comfortably in to the hands of Linda Dempsey, and Dempsey looking to launch a counter-attack, and didn't know the strength of her own foot, and it goes out over the far touchline. As we may see the wind at Wicklow's backs. Limerick preparing a first substitute of the afternoon, and it is dual player Anya Cunningham, wearing number 18, who's coming into the fray. Cunningham did start last week's Munster Camogie, Senior Camogie final for Limerick. A disappointing afternoon for them there, but she can come in here and make an impact, and she replaces Louise Ryan. Back underway we will be now with Limerick's line ball. As Cunningham straight into the action. 50-50 ball, and it's like a lot of the balls this afternoon, won by Wicklow. They can counter-attack. Impressive running again by Laurie Ahern. Ahern waits for someone to come and pops it off to Dempsey. Dempsey to Fox. Back to Maeve Deeney. Switches across to Keeley. Keeley looking for her 5th, but she sends it wide. As I said, she accounted for 80% of the overall scoring total for her side in the National Football League. So really is the sharpshooter. Got a hat-trick a couple of years ago in a Division 4 league final. Really is key to their attack, and on that occasion, kicking the first wide of the second half. Niamh McCarthy comes back inside. Limerick carrying it into traffic, and over carried on this occasion by number 12, Katie Heelan. 2 more minutes, it appears, for the sin bin. And for the centre, the free is brought forward. Well, I must say, by my own calculations, Roisin Ambrose should probably be nearly back on the field, but referee is more precise with his timekeeping than I am, as Fox under pressure, lays it off. It comes back inside. A chance, you think now, of another score for Wicklow. This one is going to the left and going wide. 2 wides now in quick succession. And while Limerick are yet to score in the second half, 5 points, not an insurmountable lead at this level. And certainly, as we've seen in this game, teams will have their dominant periods. As Niamh McCarthy gathers the kick out at the second attempt, back to Yvonne Lee from the Monaghan club, and a Newcastle West native, I do believe. And into the inside forward line, but on the cover, once again, very busy player is Fushgardi, and she switches it for Aoife Gillen. 50-50 ball though, as Limerick's wing back Megan Buckley gathers it. Buckley looking straight away to Heelan. Heelan, can she get another score? Got that goal in the first half. Inside, skips through the couple of tackles. Good save there, and out for a 45. The attempt coming in from Lauren Ryan off the left foot, and Linda Dempsey equal to it. And Limerick will have their first 45 of this afternoon's contest as Roisin Ambrose. Well, 9 minutes into the second half. Her 10 minutes in the bin are surely nearly up. So 45 to be struck by Megan Buckley. You get the sense by her body language that too close. The ball is going to be thrown up, and here does come Roisin Ambrose. Limerick really not happy with that decision, and Wicklow can come away with it. That's a big couple of minutes there for Wicklow. A good save by Linda Dempsey, keeping them 5 points to the good. And Limerick coughing up the 45, and back they come through Wicklow with a chance of another score here. Again, so many bodies in the way off the right foot of Maeve Deeney. And Deeney, well, the less said about that, the better, it must be said. Helena Dowling will come into the action, number 28 for Wicklow. Substitutes making plenty of noise here in the stand. And Lorna Fushgardi, very impressive 35 minutes or so from her as she makes way. So Helena Dowling into the Wicklow defence. Limerick really could do with a score in the second half. Advantage being played. Well, neither side happy with what happened there. It's Limerick getting on with it. Clean and Nicalig, the Galwegian representing Limerick, as the ball played inside by Maeve McNamara, but once again it's to the wrong coloured shirt, and straight away into the action Helena Dowling. Helena Dowling with the freedom of John Locke's Park here in Callan, pops it back inside to another the half-time substitute, Shelley. Good strength shown, and the advantage given there. Good strength shown by Laurie Ahern when past Niamh McCarthy, and was eventually fouled by another Limerick defender. And looking for her 5th point. She thought she had it a couple of minutes ago, but that was wayward. Is the familiar sight of Marie Keeley. Keeley off the right, and she makes no mistake there. 110 now for her side. She's got half of those points, and 3 points to no score in the second half probably tells you plenty about what's happened here. Limerick under the cosh. Wicklow looking to go one better, beaten by Fermanagh in last year's decider. That played in Parnell Park last December. Beaten by 2-9 to 12 points as Limerick up through the middle. Clean and Nicalig. Nicalig, Limerick, well, don't get the advantage. And good play there by Andrea O'Sullivan, winning the free. Just played her pass a little bit too far in front of Nicalig, but she can reset again as the ball comes inside to Limerick corner forward. Big hit there on O'Sullivan, but she gets on with it. Wicklow get on with it. Bodies strewn across the Kilkenny turf, and Limerick get the free. It's Megan Buckley. Wastes no time, gets on with it into Lauren Ryan. Ryan back to Roisin Ambrose. 10 minutes in the bin, and she's as fresh as she could be, and that's going to tail to the left though, unable to double her tally. Limerick's first wide of the second half. Wicklow 6 points to the good, and Linda Dempsey finds a runner from the kick out, and that's her team captain, Sarah Jane Winders. And as Leighton has pushed to the back, as you may see today. And another wayward free kick from Limerick, and Wicklow, well, they'll gobble those up all day, but on this occasion the ball comes back to Christine Reedy. Reedy looking for options. Limerick under severe pressure at all times, it would appear, in the tackle, and they managed to come away from this one, and it's Anya Cunningham. Cunningham coming across the field. And, well, the pass is a bit wayward, but it does allow Maeve McNamara to gather possession of it. Skips out of the tackle, takes the hop inside to Megan Buckley. Buckley has been busy so far in the second half. Limerick just finding it difficult to break lines, and they do finally through Kate Heelan. Anya Cunningham back to Heelan. Heelan skips inside, takes the hop. Great block down, but it comes back to Heelan. This is Amy Ryan bearing down in goal. And the referee, well, the umpire, I should say, indicates that's wide. Good pressure in the tackle, denying Amy Ryan a clear route to goal. And Limerick really do need that opening score of the second half. 3 points to no score since the switch of ends. Limerick yet to trouble the flags. Andrea Sullivan breaks it. Again, 2-on-1, but it's the one of Wicklow who come away with it, and it's Michaela Shelley. Shelley, no green shirt coming to her. There is one now, but she pops it inside to Fox. Fox, chance of a goal, and well, she looked to be hand passing it across, and good defensive work by Niamh McCarthy, and out to Cliona Nicallig come Limerick. They could really do with that score, bring this game back into the melting pot. Wicklow looking towards the 2 points in the early running of the TG4 All-Ireland Ladies Junior Championship. And it's Anya Cunningham off the left foot, looking towards Amy Ryan and Heelan. Ryan looking to pass it to Heelan, unable to do so, but chance is not gone just yet. Ryan off the right foot, that's going to go to the left and wide, but in fact, she had been fouled. And the match official has been consistent in his application of the advantage rule, it must be said, and while Amy Ryan's effort was wayward, Limerick will have a second bite at the cherry. Free about 37 or 38 metres from goal, and an opportunity for Andrea O'Sullivan to try and add to that, those brace of points in the opening half. It's a significant distance. She goes back to Roisin Ambrose. 9 or so Wicklow defenders back, 9 or 10 including the goalkeeper. As Cliona Nicallig pops it towards goal, and well caught, or well parried away by Linda Dempsey. A very tall goalkeeper is Dempsey, so no issue with that dropping ball in around the square. As Nicallig's effort isn't enough to get Limerick on the scoreboard in the second half. Ball comes out to Niamh McGettigan. In fact, it's Sarah Delahunt, I should say. Again, Wicklow, impressive movement of the ball as Maeve Deeney linking here now, and it's out to Helena Dowling, back to Deeney. Deeney taking on Niamh McCarthy, hand passing it off. And another chance here, and it is in and over the crossbar. Rhianna McGettigan, 2 points in the first half and another one in the second half. There is the second half water break. A 4th point of the half for Wicklow, and well, their advantage is growing stronger. 17.5 minutes played here in Kilkenny. 1-4 to 1-11. And last year's All-Ireland finalists, well, they'll be disappointed that it was Fermanagh who won through to the intermediate grade. They're left to pick up the pieces, and well, it's a good response, a good start to the championship so far. Can they see it out now for the last 15 minutes? 7 to the good. You'd really fancy them from here. What's in the Limerick tank? What can Donal Ryan say to them? And what can they tinker with here to try and overhaul that 7-point deficit? Looks to be another sub coming in for Wicklow. We'll see who that is momentarily. Referee not waiting around with the water break. Looks to be Kate Hennessy, number 17, who's coming in from the St. Patrick's Club. Not sure who has gone off. Number 15, I'm told, has gone off, and that's Marie Keeley. There's also number 21, Ella Park, is in as well from Balton Glass. So looks to be 2 subs there for Wicklow. Don't think Limerick have made any alterations at that water break. They do need something to change in the final 13 or so minutes. We're at 48 minutes on that clock. Ball in towards Andrea O'Sullivan. Again, 50-50 ball made of it, and Amy Ryan skips through 1 tackle, through 2. Has to gather it a second time, a third time, and she is upended. Limerick looking to get on with it quickly, and the referee's going into his notebook. Another ticking, I think, against the Wicklow defender. They added up on Roisin Ambrose in the first half. 10 minutes in the bin for her, but no card warranted on this occasion. As Andrea O'Sullivan, that familiar routine, does finally get Limerick's first score of this second half. It's back to a 6-point margin. Our third free that has gone over the crossbar, as Wicklow gather their own kick out and come away with it through Kate Hennessy. Limerick not able to track the runners. Helena Dowling is there. Limerick don't come away with it, and this is now Katie Heelan pirouetting out of a couple of challenges into Andrea O'Sullivan. Has to come backwards. O'Sullivan, one of 2 players in the starting 15 from the county champion St. Ailbe's, but our pass is wayward. And Wicklow look to counter-attack, and they find Laurie Ahern. Ahern gets her head up, looking for options, decides to go herself, skips past both McCarthy and the other covering defender. Through on goal advantage being played, and well, Anya Cunningham is the guilty party. Bit of a push there as Ahern went through on goal, and the notebook is out yet again for a ticking. It's a chance now for Maeve Deeney. She's assuming free taking duties after Marie Keeley left the action. Close to goal, but some bit of a tricky angle. 6 points at this stage, a really significant lead. Can you consider Limerick have only scored 6 times? It's going to be taken from the ground. I must say I'm a fan of those who take frees from the ground. It's going to go off the crossbar. Well, I don't think she meant it. She was trying to tap over the point, but it just hooked and came off the crossbar from Maeve Deeney, and Limerick, well, they can count themselves lucky not to have fallen further behind there. And Roisin Ambrose leading the charge here now up the middle. A very, very willing runner. What can she do from here? She's gone 40 metres with the ball. Checks back inside to Amy Ryan. Amy Ryan looking towards the post, but well blocked down there. Every time Limerick seemed to get a shot after someone from Wicklow there. And Megan Buckley, well, that's a good, decent effort, but it dropped short into the hands of Linda Dempsey. Limerick really do need everything to go over. The clock now their enemy as well as the scoreboard. they'll have a chance next week against Derry to make amends, but it must be said, Wicklow, the impressive side here so far. Ball sent inside to Fox. Squares up her player and comes back inside. Runners all the time from Wicklow, and the ball skips through. And it's sent in, and it's sent over the crossbar. That from Rihanna McGettigan, her 4th point of this afternoon's contest. A very well taken score. Once again, the runners everywhere from Wicklow's point of view. Limerick unable to match them. And a well taken score as Limerick come away through Yvonne Lee. Lee to Ambrose. Ambrose, who plays her club football with Old Mill, decides she's going to have to do it herself. Back to Amy Ryan, as we saw a moment ago. Ryan blocked on that occasion, this time looking for Katie Heelan. Heelan back to Anya Cunningham. Cunningham with advantage coming, and another free for Limerick. They're going to need a score on this occasion to keep themselves in the contest. Limerick preparing a few subs. Andrea O'Sullivan. It's going to the left and it's going wide. So games in this championship this weekend, next weekend, the following weekend, and then we've the bank holiday weekend. There will be no games. Round 4, the 8th of August, and the final round, round 5, on the 15th of August, before the semi-finals the following week, and then the finals on the 5th of December, the All-Ireland Junior Final. And as you may well be aware, all of the games either live on TG4 or being streamed right here on this portal. Each and every one of those games across senior, intermediate and the junior ranks available for your consumption. As Niamh McCarthy, in fact it's not Niamh McCarthy, well, it's Yvonne Lee. Yvonne Lee's frustrations there at conceding the free, and Lee is into the bin. With 6 minutes to go or thereabouts, Yvonne Lee is the second Limerick player into the bin as 2 subs come in for Limerick. Grace Lee, her cousin, and Shauna Ryan, managers Donald's, that's his daughter, who's coming into the action. Outcome, it would appear to be Cleanany Callig and Megan Buckley. Limerick really up against it now. 7 points down and a player down. Wicklow getting on with it as Maeve Deeney sends it inside, a slip, and not too insignificant as the ball finds its way to Fox. Clodagh Fox. Does she get it back? She does. Back onto the right foot. That's going to the left and wide, but advantage was being played. Helena Dowling was looking for her first score of the afternoon, but is wayward. But she'll be thankful that they'd had advantage. And a free now. We saw Maeve Deeney kicking a free a couple of minutes ago off the crossbar. This one more central, but a little bit further out. Where will it end up? She was tempted to take the short one. I think she's going to try and take her point. It's going to go short. Blocked there by Christine Reedy. And Christine comes away with it. Maeve McCarthy back inside to Ryan. Shauna Ryan, that is. Ryan just introduced, first action, first taste of it. Back to Grace Lee. Skipping out of a couple of challenges is Katie Heelan. As we've seen so many times this afternoon, she ships a really heavy challenge there. The referee, I'm going to assume here, is going to issue a yellow card for Wicklow, despite the protests. It's Catherine Dempsey, the goal scorer from the first half. Just put out her arm, blocked the run. Referee, well, yep, he does issue the yellow card. That's 14 players apiece. Both sides will finish it without the full complement. Limerick getting on with it. They desperately need a goal, it would appear, and the ball sent in and off the crossbar and over the bar from Katie Heelan. Tried to repeat the trick of the first half with the goal, trying to drop it in over Linda Dempsey, but on this occasion the crossbar comes to Dempsey's rescue and to Wicklow's rescue, and the gap is cut to 6. Limerick preparing another substitute in front of us here. Leah Coughlin is going to come into the action. Did play in a couple of the league games, and she's going to get the last couple of minutes here to see can she make an impact. Another player from the Ula club like Amy Ryan. As Wicklow play possession. Look, plenty of options all the time for Wicklow. Good tackle there though by Shauna Ryan. Limerick need to counter. Ball just skidding away onto the surface for Katie Heelan. Heelan though has the legs to get there. Comes back inside to Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose has to be patient with it. No one really in front of her. Back across to Shauna Ryan. Ryan tries to take on her own score. But, well, from that distance, again, it's against a slight breeze. It's always going to be tricky. And indeed, so it proves. Another wide for Limerick, as indeed that sub does come on. Leah Coughlin is on for Limerick. And number 24 is coming on in the Wicklow team. That's Ciara O'Brien from Baltinglass. So Nicole Bennett makes way for Limerick. Not sure who did come off for Wicklow. The rain getting heavier and heavier here in Kilkenny. It won't bother Wicklow though. 6 points to the good with the clock on its way towards that 60-minute mark. Shauna Ryan kicking wide a moment ago, but looks straight towards Leah Coughlin. The subs combining. Coughlin, can she take on her player? She can. Skipping past Aoife Gillen. Coughlin back to Grace Lee. More of a defender, I think it must be said, is Lee, but joining in the attack on this occasion. The shot's going to trail to the right and right. Rachel O'Dell there, another player who has come in for Limerick. Limerick finishing strong here, but unable really to trouble the scorekeeper. Just 2 points in the second half. Reminder, the halftime score was 1-7 to 1-4. But a run of 5 of the first 6 points of the half in favour of the Leinster side has them in firm control here down the stretch. Limerick defending well as Clodagh Fox pops it over the top there, and in possession of it is Laurie Ahern, and Ahern sends that one into the Kilkenny sky over the crossbar. A well taken score from Laurie Ahern. Got the first score of this afternoon's contest, and that is surely that as far as this game goes as a contest. Limerick though haven't given it up just yet. Ball popped long by Roisin Ambrose, another player who did play in that Munster Camogie final last weekend. 4-20 to 2-9 Limerick beaten by Cork in that one. It looks like there'll be another defeat in the green for them today, but there's a chance now as Andrea O'Sullivan intercepts a pass. O'Sullivan out to Leah Coughlin. Coughlin to Rachel O'Dell. O'Dell throws the dummy off the right foot and to the right hand side and wide. As I said, Limerick do need everything to go their way, and another wide. They're adding up now. unable to match the accuracy shown by Wicklow. And Wicklow again regather from their own kick out. Brilliant interception there though from Maeve McNamara. McNamara taking it on herself into Leah Coughlin. Coughlin, another player who chose a dummy, back to McNamara. McNamara with the shot and narrowly wide of the left-hand post, but wide nonetheless. Donal Ryan, well, he must be scratching his head thinking, if we had taken some of these scores, we'd be really in this contest down the stretch. But 7 points, they find themselves in arrears. The damage really done in the last 5 minutes of the first half, and maybe the first 10 minutes or so of the second half. That's where Wicklow dominated on the scoreboard. Limerick though finishing strong. This now is Shauna Ryan. Shauna Ryan puts plenty on it, but it's going to tail to the right hand side and wide. Subs have made an impact, it must be said, from Limerick, but looks to be Wicklow's day. And indeed it is. It's full time here in John Locke's GA in Callan in County Kilkenny. I've been Tom Clancy. Thank you for joining us. The full-time scoreline reads favourably from Wicklow's point of view. They have beaten Limerick in this junior championship round 1 clash on a scoreline of Wicklow 1 goal and 13, Limerick 1 goal and 6.